backups. One could be, your secondary power generation of generators. Then it will be added cost. So these things you will realize once you get into the market, once you get into this culture, and you realize that what are my obstacles to become one, and these can be shortened by the networking. The people who are already entrepreneur, you talk to them and you speak to them, and they probably give you this information beforehand. Next thing you know, oh, sorry, I didn't give a connection for the generator. Oops, should have spoken to someone. It wasn't in my book. So of course it's not going to be in the book. So you're going to be going out there, speaking to the people, talking to the people, networking with people, reading all the blogs you can, and meeting people just to minimize your problems, your hurdles to become an entrepreneur. It's not something you would follow from the book and you just open the book and next morning you know it, hey, I'm an entrepreneur and I got this. And it can possibly happen. How about, people who've got parents already entrepreneurs? And you can just join the train and you say, I am one of them. Would you say that? That you become an entrepreneur just because you joined the family business? No. No? I think so too. Why?
Because we are doing our father's business.
Exactly. You did not put the effort. You just jumped in a train which was already moving. It wasn't the train that you started pushing it. And imagine in this kind of culture economy where we are right now, even if our parents were to start something new, they would be thinking twice, man, how would you do it in this kind of environment, this kind of culture, how? So you gotta come up with something which your society needs. I mean, there's a lot of things you want to do, but are they needed in our society? Tell me some service that our society needs. Go over it. Anybody, brainstorm something. Something that our society needs that you can start. Start with the service, not the product. Service. Anybody can come up with something?
Event planner.
Event planner. Well, they're already there, but that's something. Yes.
Events are mostly happening in Karachi. There are many events which are happening like shadis and all, marriages.
Good. There are event planners already out there. If you were to differentiate yourself, what would you do something different other than that they're already doing?
If you see that there are many event planners, but they are really expensive. We could do some discounts or do some cheap work.
That simply means that you want to start something based on low cost. Then your audience, then your customer will be somebody who can afford that kind of quality. So you are focusing everything on the low cost. When some quality should be given for that price level, right?
But the thing is that in Karachi, Pakistan, there are more people who are in middle class than who are in lower class.
Very good. I was actually talking about with Mr. Nadeem about the poverty levels in third world countries. And this is also very important if you look at the statistics. The poverty level of our country compared to Bangladesh, compared to India, Ceylon, Bhutan, whatever. This will help you, the macro level of it. So tell me which country probably possesses the lowest poverty levels? Out of the third world countries, which country has the lowest? Iran. Iran has a 2% poverty level, which is next to nothing. Very good, man. I think you've been doing your homework, right? Okay. So it's like he said, if you were to plan an event planner, you would be looking at the poverty level where you can provide the service to the certain niche of the market where they can afford certain things on certain. Very good. And event planner could be very good because it has a low overhead cost. You don't need much inventory, you don't need much staff or whatever. Once you register for the event, you can proceed from there and what needs to be done. Very good service.
But sir, there is also a drawback in event planning. You can see that in event planning there is a lot of risk. For example, did you see that movie Band Baja Barat?
No Indian movies for me.
Sorry, but there is a movie. In that movie, it is shown that when a person plans an event, and there's some mishap in that event, then the price which is about to be received from the customer, he will cut that price.
Of course, if you give half the service, I'm not going to pay you the full price, will I? And quit watching the Indian movies, watch Pakistani movies. we need to support our own economy. Just like the last time I said, Bangladesh is going for BPL, that is event planning. Get an example from that. Before that, IPL, Indian, that's an event planning. Can you imagine the kind of mass money they made out of it? The amount of ads they got, and the amount of audio, the people, audience they got out of it? From that, I'm sure the same people probably organized the BPL. Can you imagine that? Doing something this in Karachi, you should go for that. Organize a cricket game, international level. But then again, like you said, the security come into the problem, where we cannot have the event because all the bombers probably will be there, all the people with the bad things sabotage your whole event planning, so that can flop. So you will come up with something what your society needs with knowing the hurdles that's around you. So you want to do this homework before you even become an entrepreneurship. Maybe you can come up with a product. That was a service example what he gave. In US, when I was going to school, I had my own oil company, which I used to supply oils to the cars and to the owners of it. I never had any inventory at all, because I didn't have money to have that. So what I used to do, I put an ad in the student's newspaper, and I used to get calls. I have a car, this and this, and I need oil. So I used to note down, okay, this car, this, how much you need. Then I used to buy it, and then I used to invest money and give it to him with a reasonable profit. And mine saying my cost was my profit. But I, knowing myself how much money I had to come up with an idea which could sell. And I made very good money. And from the good service, I said 24 hours because I was going to school, I could use the money. So 24 hours I was available. Anybody needed any time, drop me a pager. We used to have pagers. I don't know if you heard of pagers. People know about pagers here? Okay, good. Well, some people are old. Anyway, so I had a pager, so they could page me, beat me, email, whatever. So this is how I got started. And I can tell you this, that from the beginning, I didn't want to work for anyone. I knew that if I could have a flexible hours, I could do whatever I love to do, and I love cars, so something to do with the cars, I would like it. So I started off with that oil business. And I did very good in it. I really flourished. I did it till I was in school. I did not continue afterwards, and I had to come back to Pakistan. But I did really make good money. Something, even right now, how many people have sold anything on OLX? Anyone? You sold something on OLX? Good. And what did you sell?
Mobile.
Cell phone? Did you get good price?
Yes.
Very good. See, you can have a store, you can have a website like this, OLX. What are the overhead costs? Nothing. Probably 3,000-4,000 to have a website. Hosting should be about 2,000-3,000, and you can have a shop online. Makes you an entrepreneur. Go for it. Come up with a better catchy name. Indians, they have so many websites for sale, unbelievable. You see all these ads during the cricket games. There's so many of them. They're all on the net. eBay, largest selling online community. eBay. You name it, and they have it. You can get it. Unbelievable. And eBay is just about everywhere. If it weren't for the credit card frauds in our country, we'd probably be using eBay. Right now, we can go, we probably can't buy it. Can we buy from eBay? Indirectly, probably, right? But imagine, have anybody seen the place eBay? No. But everybody knows where eBay, yes. So, great. The people who own that eBay makes him what? A great entrepreneur. There is no shop he's got. He doesn't have to be in President Pakistan or India, whatever. He's online. He's available all the time. And boom, service. Beautiful service. So come up with something with a low budget, low overhead to start off with. Something people need. Something the need of society. Something that has been missing. Something that has been overlooked. And you can probably come up with that idea and make money. Idea is what's important to generate money and become an entrepreneur. You focus on something, you go for it. And you just go, and you don't want to come up with something unreal. Like I said earlier, you said you go really high, and you think that you're going to be rich overnight. Be ready, be prepared. And another best thing I tell you, just like I told you, gave you my example of using the oil. You do something you like. Maybe at that point of time, you probably don't see it. But if you have a hobby that can generate you money, nothing better than that. Nothing. Because you love what you do and you earn money through it. You probably would never go home, which is not good for your family. But that is a very good way to be successful. Anybody has any hobby that can sell? Or somebody like, I enjoy cars. Anybody likes anything else? You don't like anything, even reading books?